Imagine you haven't eaten a single bite for 24 hours. Your stomach isn't just empty, it has become a silent, high-stakes laboratory. For most of your life, your cells have been running on a relentless conveyor belt of glucose, fueled by the constant rhythm of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But when that supply line cuts off, something profound shifts in the shadows of your biology. It is a process of cellular housecleaning so precise that it begins to dismantle damaged proteins and recycle worn-out components, effectively turning your own biology into a self-repairing machine. Before we pull back the curtain on this transformation, I must emphasize that this content is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider for personal health concerns before altering your nutritional habits, especially if you have pre-existing conditions. Your safety is the foundation of any health journey. Now, consider the tension of this biological gamble. Yet, studies indicate that this perceived crisis is actually a catalyst for peak performance. If your body is designed to thrive on fuel, why does it seem to sharpen, clarify, and regenerate when the fuel is stripped away? Is this an evolutionary mistake, or have we been misinterpreting the true purpose of our metabolism all along? To understand the hidden architecture of your own longevity, we have to move beyond the calorie counts and the simple mechanics of weight loss. We need to look at what happens when the cellular machinery stops reacting to food and starts reacting to survival. Let's step into the silence of the fast and see what your body has been waiting to do. The clock strikes the 12-hour mark, and the familiar rhythm of digestion finally fades into a stillness. Your blood sugar levels, once tethered to the constant influx of external fuel, begin to settle, signaling a profound metabolic pivot. Research suggests that as the liver exhausts its store of glycogen, the body ceases its reliance on glucose as a primary energy source. With no new sustenance arriving, the pancreas throttles back insulin production, effectively unlocking the heavy iron doors to your adipose tissue. Studies indicate that your metabolism undergoes a fundamental recalibration, pivoting toward the oxidation of stored fatty acids. You are no longer burning what you just ate, you are now harvesting the energy sequestered in your own reserves. This shift represents a transition from a state of storage to a state of liberation. Your cells, detecting the absence of exogenous nutrients, initiate a sophisticated survival protocol known as autophagy. Think of this process as a deep tissue spring cleaning where the body identifies broken proteins and damaged organelles, dismantling them to reclaim their raw materials. It is a masterclass in biological efficiency, turning the debris of yesterday into the building blocks for a more resilient tomorrow. The blood, once thick with the byproduct of constant processing, becomes cleaner and more efficient as it circulates through a system now fueled by ketones. You are essentially stripping away the accumulated clutter of modern living, allowing your mitochondria to breathe and reset. This isn't merely hunger, it is a highly choreographed tactical maneuver orchestrated by your own DNA. Your system is now lean, focused, and operating with a clarity that constant feeding simply cannot replicate. But what happens to your brain when the hunger signals finally stop screaming and the real mental clarity begins? As the clock pushes toward the 24-hour mark, your biology shifts from a state of preservation into an active phase of intracellular housekeeping. This transition is not a reaction to starvation, but a calculated survival mechanism honed over millennia to prioritize cellular integrity over immediate caloric intake. Research suggests that by depriving the system of external fuel, you trigger a precise genetic switch that directs the body to dismantle damaged proteins and recycle dysfunctional mitochondria. This internal deep cleaning cycle, known as autophagy, essentially scrubs the canvas of your cells, clearing away the debris that typically clutters metabolic pathways. Studies indicate that the brain responds to this clean slate environment by upregulating neurotrophic factors, which act like fertilizer for your cognitive architecture. The fog of digestion lifts, replaced by a sharp, rhythmic precision that feels both primal and profoundly modern. However, this physiological intensity is not a universal prescription. For those navigating the complexities of an eating disorder, the rigid nature of a 24-hour fast can inadvertently reignite harmful psychological patterns and restrictive behaviors. Furthermore, individuals managing chronic conditions such as type 1 diabetes, or those currently pregnant or nursing, require a fundamentally different metabolic stability that prolonged abstinence can disrupt. If your system is already under significant stress or recovering from a period of illness, the metabolic demand of this deep clean process may prove counterproductive rather than restorative. Listen closely to the unique cadence of your own physiology. What serves one person's longevity may challenge another's equilibrium. True wellness is found in the intersection of scientific curiosity and radical self-awareness, knowing exactly when to lean into the discomfort and when to honor the body's signal for nourishment. As your cells emerge from this intense period of renewal, the real transformation begins in how you choose to break that silence. Now that your internal environment has been recalibrated, how do you reintroduce fuel without extinguishing the fire you've just ignited? As the clock pushes toward the 24-hour mark, your biology shifts from a state of preservation into an active phase of intracellular housekeeping. You have navigated the turbulent waters of metabolic transition, but the final hours are often the most revealing. Expect the symphony of hunger to shift. In their place, a paradoxical clarity often emerges. You are witnessing the brain's evolutionary survival mechanism, a heightened state of alertness designed to help you hunt, gather, and thrive in scarcity. You might encounter waves of lightheadedness or a slight, fleeting vertigo as your blood pressure adjusts to the lack of exogenous glucose. These are the whispers of your internal engine shifting gears. You must listen with absolute honesty. Should you feel as though the room is spinning beyond your control, or if your strength evaporates into a trembling weakness, the experiment must conclude. When you finally choose to break this fast, do so with intentionality. A sudden surge of heavy, processed carbohydrates will not fuel you, it will shock you. Treat this transition as a sacred act of reentry. True mastery is not found in the duration of the fast, but in the wisdom of the return. This content is for informational purposes only. Take a moment to sit with the stillness you've created today. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe for more deep dives into the science of human potential.